Welcome to your YouTube channel NCERT E-Teaching. I am Dr. Kailash Mina, going to explain the process of transcription from class 12th biology, chapter number 6, molecular basis of inheritance. Now, what will be the learning outcomes from this video or from this part of the chapter? That after completion of this section, we will be able to explain the function of transcription and translation, explain how the mRNA or messenger RNA nucleotides determine the sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide, distinguish among the events of transcription that occur during formation of an mRNA molecule, describe how eukaryotic mRNA molecule are processed and exported to the cytoplasm, and how is the information contained in DNA transcribed to produce RNA. So let's get the answers together. As always, I mentioned that what previous knowledge we need to study any topic, because in chapter number 6 or any topic in biology needs some previous understanding of concepts. So for understanding this topic we need the understanding of structure of DNA as always, and the awareness about the prokaryotic cells and the eukaryotic cells, the basic understanding from class 9th only. And one more thing, the central dogma of molecular biology, which I have discussed several times in my previous videos of chapter number 6, from DNA to RNA to protein or polypeptide. So this central dogma of molecular biology, which was given by FSC Crick, the same Crick who have given the structure of DNA with Watson in 1953, the double helix. So what is the central dogma of molecular biology? The central dogma of molecular biology says that gene expression or expression of the genetic information happens from DNA to RNA to protein. What does this mean? This means that DNA can guide the synthesis of RNA, and that RNA can guide the synthesis of polypeptide molecule or protein, and those proteins which are workhorses of any cell will determine the shape, size, structure and function and everything for any cell or for any organism. So this is how DNA is able to control all the activities of cell by the process of transcription, which is making RNA molecule from DNA, and the process of translation, which is making polypeptide molecule or protein molecule from RNA. So this is the central dogma of molecular biology, and we will follow this central dogma for rest of our videos, upcoming videos, because by following these themes we are going in depth of every mechanism. So in this video we are only going to discuss the process of transcription in depth. What is transcription? Formation of RNA molecule from DNA molecule, very simple. So the information coded in the sequence of nucleotide bases in DNA is passed to a sequence of nucleotide bases in RNA. Which, what does this mean? As I have discussed in my previous videos, that the sequence in a polypeptide chain of amino acids, the sequence in DNA molecule of deoxyribonucleotides, and the sequence of nucleotides in a RNA molecule, that sequence means a information, the genetic information. The function of any cell, function of any molecule, function of any cell organelle is determined by the molecules, these molecules, proteins, RNA, DNA and their sequence. So what DNA does is simply that one part of DNA which contains a genetic information copies that genetic information into an RNA molecule, and again the same information which was copied from DNA molecule again copied in a polypeptide molecule or protein molecule, and this is how the information flows from DNA to RNA to protein, and this is how gene expression happens. So let's have a visual imagination of those processes in a eukaryotic cell, because we humans of course are eukaryotic organisms. So what happens is that we can find DNA in the nucleus of any cell in a eukaryotic cell, nucleus having nuclear membrane, because eukaryotes have nuclear membrane. So DNA, which is located in the chromosomes or chromatin, unwinds from one side, as we have learned in replication of DNA, that if we want to replicate the DNA, we want unwinding of DNA from one location, which is called origin of replication. In the same way, if we want any function from DNA molecule, we need the unwinding of DNA, and that unwinding of DNA creates one bubble, roughly bubble like structure, which is called replication bubble in case of DNA replication, and here it is called transcription bubble. So what I want to convey here, that we need unwinding of DNA for making a RNA molecule, and formation of RNA molecule will be called as transcription, and this RNA molecule will go to the cytoplasm with the help of nuclear pore, and in there it will be copied in a polypeptide molecule, and this process will be called as translation. Here you can also notice one more thing, which is called processing or RNA processing. This process is absent in prokaryotes, but it is present in eukaryotes, and it is also included in our NCERT class 12th biology syllabus. So we are going to study more about processing after we finish the topic transcription. So what processing really is, that simply when DNA makes a RNA molecule, and that RNA molecule makes a protein molecule, so the RNA molecule which is used for making a polypeptide molecule or a protein molecule is called mRNA in case of prokaryotic cells, as well as in case of eukaryotic cells. But in eukaryotic cells, by the process of transcription, only pre-mRNA molecule forms. It is not mRNA. It have some processing. Some portions are deleted, some portions are deleted, then rejoins, the rest of the portions rejoins, then some modification happens, and that the complete set of modification is called the processing. After processing, we get the mRNA, then finally this mRNA comes out from the nuclear pore, and then it will be translated into a protein molecule. So this is the overview of gene expression, how genes are able to express themselves, as we have learnt in chapter number 5 from Mendelian laws of inheritance, that genotype is responsible for phenotype. The characters or observable features which we are observing in pea plant, we are observing in mouse, we are observing in any living organism, are the result of expression of genes or factors, and those genes are made up of sequence of DNA, as we know now, and that sequence of DNA is able to express itself by this mechanism, the mechanism of transcription and translation, and in between the processing, and so many other mechanisms also. This is the overview of gene expression, and this overview will help us in the understanding of transcription. These statements I have taken from, as it is from NCERT. I will read these statements for you, and we will try to understand the meaning of each statement, because the introduction or the any mechanism, whether it is DNA replication or it is transcription or translation or RNA processing or gene regulation, there will be very brief introduction but with complicated lines. So we will try to decode these complicated lines and try to understand the message which NCERT wants to convey by the description. Now, number 1, the process of copying genetic information from one strand of DNA into RNA is termed as transcription. It is very well understood till now. Here also the principle of complementarity governs the process of transcription, except the adenosine now forms base pair with uracil instead of thymine. So this line has a deep meaning. Complementarity means A double hydrogen bond with T, and G triple hydrogen bonds with C in case of DNA. But when we are talking about RNA, it will be A double hydrogen bond with U and G triple hydrogen bond with C. And when it comes from DNA to RNA, then one strand will be of DNA, one strand will be of RNA, then T will be double bond with A and A will be double bond with U. So this is the basic understanding. So complementarity, it means when DNA replication, we have studied in my previous video the process of DNA replication, the mechanism of DNA replication. The enzyme which was called DNA polymerase was responsible for the polymerization of nucleotides. It means for making new molecule of DNA. So what that enzyme was doing, that enzyme was simply making phosphodiester bond by linking together many nucleotides In what sequence? The sequence which was previously there in the old DNA molecule, which was called template DNA strand. So what that enzyme do is that enzyme discovers the nucleotides and matches with this complementary base pairing. It means A with T and G with C, and then it makes new DNA molecule. In the same way, new enzyme which is called RNA polymerase will do the same task here. It will make new RNA molecule with the help of the sequence of DNA, but yes, by following the complementary principle. So I hope you understand this line here. Now, however, unlike the process of replication which once set in, the total DNA of an organism gets duplicated. In transcription, only a segment of DNA and only one of the strands is copied into RNA. What does this mean? This simply means that when we are talking about DNA replication, we are talking about cell cycle, the S phase of the cell cycle, and in that phase, complete DNA, whether it is 46 chromosome in case of human beings or 14 chromosomes in case of pea plant, 8 chromosomes in case of Drosophila, or 48 chromosome in case of chimpanzee. In every cell, when it is divided, it is going to divide, all chromosomes, all DNA molecules will be duplicated or replicated. But in case of transcription and translation, it means gene expression. In brief, only a part of DNA, a segment of DNA which is called a gene, will be transcribed and hence will be translated. So that part is called gene or cistron here. This is the difference. This necessitates defining the boundaries that would demarcate the region and the strand of DNA that would be transcribed. So here is one hack is there. What is the hack? In the process of DNA replication, what cell do or what DNA old molecule does, it is both strand of DNA here, both strands of DNA will act as template DNA, which we have discussed in the semi-conservative mode of DNA replication in my previous videos. But in the process of transcription, here you can notice that only this DNA molecule is using this DNA molecule, the part of DNA molecule or template or the strand is being used by the cell for making new RNA molecule, of course by following the complementarity principle. But this molecule is not being used. But one more interesting thing is there. You will learn more about this in my upcoming videos, that the RNA molecule denoted by green color here will match with not this strand. Let me clear all this. So the RNA molecule which we are getting here, this RNA molecule will not match with this strand which is being used. It will match by this strand. Why? Because of the complementarity. If you understand what is complementarity, T in front of A and A in front of T, C in front of G and G is in front of C in case of DNA. Of course, in case of RNA, T will be replaced by U. So this RNA molecule will be complementary to this DNA molecule, but not the exactly same. This will be the same of this molecule. Why? Because this DNA part or this strand of DNA is also complementary. So this RNA, both, let me clear all this. So both this RNA molecule and this DNA molecule which is not being used by the cell are having exact the same sequence, T replaced by U, of course. So we will discuss this concept later and we will solve some numericals also for clarifying this concept, and it is very useful concept for our board examinations questions also. Now coming back to the topic. So what is happening here in the process of DNA replication, complete DNA will be unwinded gradually and slowly, two DNA molecules from one or from 46 DNA molecules, 92 DNA molecules will be formed. But here only one part of DNA is unwinding and making new RNA molecule. That part is called gene, and only one strand is being used. So that part needs some boundaries here. You can understand the start point and the end point, initiation point and the termination point, and the open reading frame where RNA is being copied. So we will discuss all these things later. Now coming to the next point, why both strands are not copied during transcription has the simple answer. So you must be wondering, if when we are copying the DNA we are using both of the strands, when cell is making RNA molecule, cell is not using both of the DNA molecules, both strands of the DNA molecules. Why? because of the two things. If you make two RNA molecules simultaneously, they will be complementary to each other, because both of the strands of DNA are complementary to each other. So they can rejoin, they can renature, or they can reform the hydrogen bonds, and they will be of no use, because if we want DNA machinery or RNA machinery to function, we need single strands. You will learn more about this in my next videos. Next thing is the information. See, both of the strands which are complementary to each other, which we have learned in the structure of DNA, are complementary, not the same. So both of the strands are not having same information. So if we need any information, for example, for making hemoglobin protein, for making hexokinase enzyme, for making hairs, for making nails, for eye color, for human height, for curly hair, for straight hairs, we need some information, and that information will be in the sequence of DNA, in the sequence of RNA, in the sequence of polypeptide. So if we use both of the strands, the information will be changed. So because of these reasons, only one part of DNA, on only one strand of DNA is being used, and the idea will be clarified when you will understand the process. So here is the answer, you can read from your NCERT. So let's move to the next topic, which is transcription unit. So here the complicated double helix structure, the helical structure, and the proteins are very complicated for us. So for simplifying the idea, here you can see the blue line and the green line. These two lines represents the DNA strands which are anti-parallel and having 5' to 3' polarity, as I have discussed in my previous videos. And now here what we have one start point here which is called promoter, and one end point here which is called terminator, and we also have this part of DNA which is being transcribed. It means this part will be used for making RNA molecule. So when we are talking about transcription, we will talk about initiation, elongation, and termination. So if you want to initiate any process, if you want to elaborate or elongate any process, if you want to terminate any process, we want some sites in DNA. For example, in the process of DNA replication, we needed one point of origin of DNA replication, which is called origin, ORI. The same way, we need some start point in DNA, which is called which is a sequence of nucleotides. That sequence is called promoter. So promoter is the site from where the DNA replication will start. The transcription of RNA molecule will start, and the enzyme which is being used will be RNA polymerase. So RNA polymerase enzyme will be binded to DNA molecule at the sequence which is called promoter here, and this enzyme, which is RNA polymerase, will be forming RNA molecule continuously, slowly, gradually, and finally it will reach to the terminator sequence here, terminator, and it will terminate the RNA synthesis. So initiation, elongation, and termination, 3 steps are there, and 3 sites are also there: promoter, open reading frame, and terminator. So here open reading frame is also denoted as structural genes. So what is structural gene? It means the sequence of DNA which is transcribed in the RNA, because promoter is the initiation site and termination is the termination or end site. So this unit, or these sequences, the set of sequences in DNA is called a transcription unit. And I remember 2 or 3 years back, only diagram of this transcription unit was asked. It was for 3 marks. So every detail given in NCERT is very useful, and diagrams should be well practiced by you, because in your board examination you will get some diagrams with missing labeling. You have to label the diagram, otherwise you have to make the complete diagram. So transcription unit I am showing here from as it is from NCERT. So this transcription unit have 3 parts, which you can see here: the promoter, the structural gene, and the terminator. What is the promoter? The initiation site of transcription where RNA polymerase binds. What is the structural gene? The sequence of DNA which is going to be transcribed in an RNA molecule is called structural gene. And what is the terminator? The sequence in DNA which determines the termination of transcription by RNA polymerase. Now here you can go for the details, which is taken as it is from NCERT. What is the promoter, terminator, structural genes? Now transcription unit and the gene. See, when we talk about gene is a very primitive term, and apart from gene we have factor also. When Mendel discussed the uh, units of inheritance, they were called as factors. So when we talk about factors, when we talk about genes, we are not we cannot literally talk about the sequence of DNA, because sequences of DNA or structure of DNA is discovered very later. So what we can do, we can correlate the things. So one as I have told you earlier, that we will discuss every molecular mechanism with the context of prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. So what happens here is very interesting, is that when transcription happens in a prokaryotic cell, here the process of transcription is summarized with these diagrams. Here this green color structure is RNA polymerase, and you can see the double helix, and this green color thread is RNA. So here you can see the brief summary of transcription. We will discuss it later in great depth or detail. So what happens in prokaryotic cell is that when RNA polymerase makes one RNA molecule in a prokaryotic cell, this RNA molecule will make 3, 5 or many enzymes or proteins. So a segment of DNA will be transcribed and finally translated in many polypeptide chains. So this gene, you can say this segment is made up of many genes in simple terms. Or here one term I want to introduce, which is called cistron. Cistron is a basic unit of DNA segment. When we are talking about cistron, it means the part of DNA or the part of RNA which is going to be translated into a polypeptide chain. So when I simply say that one sequence of DNA is there, transcription happens, it means RNA molecule forms, then translation happens. Of course, after RNA processing, in case of eukaryotic cells, there will be one polypeptide chain. So we will call the whole sequence as cistron. But in case of prokaryotic cells, what happens is that one sequence is going to be translated into several polypeptide chains. So that sequence is called polycistronic mRNA. What I want to convey here, a simple term from NCERT, monocistronic and polycistronic. What is monocistronic, what is polycistronic? Here you can see cistron as unit in DNA segment, which is going to be translated in a polypeptide chain. So if by the process of transcription, if one RNA molecule is being formed, and if that RNA molecule is going to be translated into a single polypeptide chain, this RNA molecule will be called as monocistronic mRNA, and we will see this type of RNA molecules in eukaryotic cells. But in case of prokaryotic cells, what we see is that one single RNA molecule which is formed from the process of transcription, of course, is going to be translated into many polypeptide chains, and hence this is called polycistronic mRNA. So this idea I wanted to convey you. We will discuss the process of transcription in my next video, otherwise this video will be going to be very long. So I will give you the idea of transcription unit here and all the details. So now we are aware about the gene. What is gene? Gene is the function unit of inheritance, and now we know that gene is a sequence of DNA. That sequence of DNA may be translated or may not be translated into one or more polypeptide chains. So in case of bacteria we have polycistronic mRNA, in case of eukaryotes we have monocistronic mRNA, and we will learn more about polycistronic and mRNA when we will discuss the gene regulation, the lac operon, and this is very interesting and important topic for board examination also. So here we one more thing, we can have one more idea here, and we will discuss after we will discuss the process of transcription. When we will complete in my next video the process of transcription, then we will take the topic of RNA processing, and there we will learn that in case of eukaryotes there will be one more thing. As I have shown you earlier that this is the model of eukaryotic cell. Here you can see the process of transcription, where one RNA molecule is being formed from DNA molecule, and you can also see the process of translation, where a protein molecule or polypeptide molecule is formed from a RNA molecule. And now in between you can notice one more thing, which is called RNA processing or simply processing. There this RNA molecule is getting modified. This process is exclusive for eukaryotic organisms, not for prokaryotic organisms. So you can see polycistronic mRNA is only in prokaryotic organisms and this processing only in eukaryotic organisms. So when we will finish the process of transcription in my next video, after that we will take this processing. So what is happening in this processing? Here is the elementary idea from your NCERT textbook, that in case of eukaryotes, when we have a RNA molecule, after this transcription, which is summarized by this diagram here, this green color molecule is RNA molecule, and this is not called mRNA molecule in case of eukaryotes. It will be called mRNA molecule in case of prokaryotes. It will be called pre-mRNA molecule or hnRNA molecule in case of eukaryotes. We will learn more about hnRNA or pre-mRNA in the topic RNA processing. But now I want to convey one simple idea of exons and introns, because it is mentioned here. Although I will mention this idea to you in that topic of RNA processing, but now I want to convey only simple thing, that the RNA molecule which we get after the process of transcription in eukaryotes, that RNA molecule have some sequences which are useful for making proteins, and some sequences which are not useful for making proteins. And the sequences which are not useful are called introns or intervening sequences. The short form of intervening sequences is introns, and the sequence which are useful for making proteins which are called exons or expressed sequences. It means what do we mean by gene expression? We mean that the sequence of DNA is transcribed into sequence of RNA, and that sequence of RNA is translated into the polypeptide chain or proteins. So the expression means making proteins. So in case of eukaryotic cells, after the process of transcription, what we will get? We will get a RNA molecule which is called hnRNA molecule or pre-mRNA molecule, which is going to be modified by the process of RNA processing, which will include some sub phases. Those phases are called capping, tailing and splicing. And what is splicing? The removal of exons, the removal of introns and rejoining of exons. So we will learn more about these processes in my next topic. So do not bother about these load of information. So my next video will be on the types of RNA and the process of transcription. We will discuss this exact process of transcription there. So now I will briefly summarize today's video, because it is going to be very complicated and load of information. So in this video, what we have learned about the central dogma of molecular biology, the flow of information by the process of transcription and translation. Then we had a common idea of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, and the process of transcription and translation, and one more thing, the process of RNA processing. Then we had a look on transcription unit, which is very important as it is asked in board examinations. So a transcription unit is involving the promoter, the start site of transcription, and the terminator, the end site of transcription, and the open reading frame or structural genes. And one more thing, it includes two strands of DNA which are represented here with blue color line and green color line. Of course, the blue color line is used for making RNA molecule, is called the template strand, and the green color line is also the DNA strand, which is exact copy of the RNA molecule which is being made, and it is called coding strand. We will learn more about template strand and coding strand when we will solve some numericals related to these topics. Then we learned about some enzyme machinery, which is RNA polymerase only here, and then we have some idea of cistone, polycistronic mRNA and monocistronic mRNA. Then also we had some idea of exons and introns, and do not bother about these details, because we will take the examples of introns and exons in the topic of RNA processing, plus we will have this monocistronic and polycistronic idea again in the topic of gene regulation. So my next video will be on the topic of the process of transcription. Thank you so much.